Have you guys ever seen the movie The Matrix? And if you have, do you remember the blue pill or red pill scenario? And if you haven't, let me play that clip for you from the movie.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
The blue pill lets you believe in whatever you want to, while the red pill will let you go down the rabbit hole. Well, let me tell you what happened when I went down the rabbit hole. My journey down the rabbit hole all began during 7th grade in history class. See, in 7th grade, it was the 2016 election, and I used to live in Connecticut, historically a Democratic state. I also lived in a city that was predominantly Democratic. I think it was called West Hartford. So I was surrounded completely on all sides, all my friends, by Democratic ideas, and these were the ideas that I believed in. We'll go more into these ideas at a later point, but anyway, during history class, everybody was supposed to choose who they thought would win and be that person's quote-unquote campaign manager. The choice was between Trump and Hillary, obviously. And so as a joke, I chose Donald Trump. I chose him for the simple reason that he was an underdog. As well, looking at the polls, Trump didn't have a chance, or so it seemed.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency. The business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. Donald Trump wins the presidency of the United States. He is now going to be called President-elect Donald Trump. He's walking up right now. You see him right there. He's going to be speaking momentarily. He's got his wife there. History has been made. Jake, this is a moment a lot of people are going to remember.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
After Trump won, I thought, just like many of my Democratic friends, America would fall down and crumble under his leadership. He'd be a completely partisan leader. 1 year later, through 8th grade, I moved to Suffield, Connecticut. It was on the border between Massachusetts and Connecticut. Nothing really changed during the remainder of 8th grade, but 9th grade is when my life turned upside down. To mention before is that Suffield has a lot more Republicans/conservatives/libertarians than a typical Connecticut town. So in 9th grade, I met someone who would change my mind forever. He's a friend who I've unfortunately lost contact with, but I'll remember him forever. He introduced me to conservative/libertarian ideas, such as why building the wall would be a good thing for our country. But the one event that truly changed my mind on Donald Trump was the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh.
Regarding one of the most profound responsibility of the President of the United States, and that is the selection of a Supreme Court Justice. 12 days ago, Justice Anthony Kennedy informed me of his decision to take senior status on the Supreme Court, opening a new vacancy. In a few moments, I will announce my selection for Justice Kennedy's replacement. This is the second time I have been faced with this task. Do what the law and the Constitution require. I am pleased to say that I have found, without doubt, such a person. Tonight, it is my honor and privilege to announce that I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
The nomination of Brett Kavanaugh was extremely controversial because of the accusation put forward by Dr.Blasey.
When I got to the small gathering People were drinking beer in a small living room, family room type area on the first floor of the house. I drank one beer. Brett and Mark were visibly drunk. When I got to the top of the stairs, I was pushed from behind into a bedroom across from the bathroom. I couldn't see who pushed me. Brett and Mark came into the bedroom and locked the door behind them. There was music playing in the bedroom. It was turned up louder by either Brett or Mark once we were in the room. I was pushed onto the bed, and Brett got on top of me. He began running his hands over my body and grinding into me.
At the beginning, like many others, I believed those accusations to be true. But as the facts unraveled, I wasn't so sure. Today, I can say that I do not believe the accusations put forward by Dr. Blasey Ford were true and accurate. So as I end this part 1 video explaining my journey from becoming a leftist/Democrat to a free thinker and more central of right, I would like to leave you with a video from Senator Lindsey Graham, which shaped my view on this whole Brett Kavanaugh affair.
Are you aware that at 9:23 on the night of July the 9th, the day you were nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, Senator Schumer said, 23 minutes after your nomination, "I will oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination with everything I have. I have a bipartisan, and I hope a bipartisan majority will do the same. The stakes are simply too high for anything less." Well, if you weren't aware of it, you are now. Did you meet with Senator Dianne Feinstein on August 20th?
I did meet with Senator Feinstein.
Did you know that her staff had already recommended a lawyer to Dr. Ford?
I did not know that.
Did you know that her and her staff had this allegations for over 20 days?
I did not know that at the time.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job interview.
You consider that you've been through a job interview?
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution. Which
Would you say you've been through hell?
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview.
Yeah.
This is hell. This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook. You have interacted with professional women all your life, not one accusation. You're supposed to be Bill Cosby when you're a junior and senior in high school. And all of a sudden you got over it. It's been my understanding that if you drug women and rape them for 2 years in high school, you probably don't stop. Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it, like the American Bar Association has the gold standard. His integrity is absolutely unquestioned. He is the very circumspect in his personal conduct, harbors no biases or prejudices. He's entirely ethical, is a really decent person. He is warm, friendly, unassuming. He's the nicest person. The ABA. The one thing I can tell you, you should be proud of. Ashley, you should be proud of this, that you raised a daughter who had the good character to pray for Dr. Ford. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well, and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.